John and Mary Beth Tinker attended public school in Des Moines, Iowa. In December of 1965, a community group in Des Moines decided to protest American involvement in the Vietnam War by wearing black armbands. The Tinkers agreed to wear their black armbands to school. However, principals in the school district, aware of the students' plans, created a rule that any student wearing an armband to school would be suspended unless the student removed the armband. Although the Tinkers knew about this rule, they decided to come to school wearing their armbands anyway. After refusing to take the armbands off, John and Mary Beth Tinker were sent home by the principal. Their suspension lasted until they agreed to come back to school without the armbands. The Tinkers filed suit in the U.S. District Court to stop school principals from enforcing the rule in the future. Although the District Court said that this type of protest was a form of expression protected by the First Amendment's Freedom of Speech Clause, the court sided with the school officials nonetheless, saying that the rule was needed to prevent the disturbance of school activities. The Tinkers appealed their case to the U.S. 8th Circuit Court of Appeals, but lost. The Tinkers then decided to appeal the case to the United States Supreme Court. The fundamental question of the case came down to this: does the First Amendment's protection of free speech extend to the symbolic speech of public school students? And if so, in what circumstances is that symbolic speech protected? The First Amendment does not say which kinds of speech are protected. It also does not specify what types of expressive actions should be considered as speech. The court's decision in Tinker v. Des Moines was handed down in 1969. The court held that the student's act of wearing armbands was, in effect, a symbolic exercise of speech, and that because school officials could not prove that disruptions would occur as a result of the student's actions, they could not assert an interest compelling enough to warrant restricting the student's free speech rights. School officials could only censor the student's speech if it materially and substantially interferes with educational discipline or the rights of others. The Tinker case is significant because it marks the first instance in which the Supreme Court recognized symbolic acts as a form of constitutionally protected speech.